will pick up. Which one? That one?
Hi, everybody.
Hey, everyone. Welcome to TFT, Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with
Oberon.
and me, Banshee.
Welcome, everyone.
Well, thank you all for spending part of your holiday weekend with us, for those of us in the U.S.
And for those of you who I notice have joined us this morning, too, thanks for doing that, and thanks for coming back.
Yeah, so this is our regular live stream with regular length readings. Hi, Violet Lotus. I will add you to the list.
So it's probably a better day than it is for Mama T. We're not having any rain. Sorry about that.
Oh my gosh, it's a beautiful day here.
Yeah, it is beautiful today.
Now, I have made a statement on Twitter that I really feel lately the weather is getting so unpredictable, so hard to predict with these big downpours and things that are happening that they can't get it right. But there's a forecast coming that says we're up for some really strong storms on Tuesday. And I don't know why, but I have this bad feeling about this one. So I'm really hoping it passes our area by. It's still early. Lots of things can happen. As we know, I really feel the weather has been very, very hard to predict. And when they say we were going to get hit before, we didn't. So Mr. O looks at me skeptically, but he does know I have some accuracy in this regard.
No,
he cannot deny.
No, I basically feel it's all expletive deleted anymore as far as the weather goes. We don't know. It's like you said, it's just literally unpredictable.
That is true.
By the way, I'm sporting my Gino Vanelli look. Don't worry, I'm not going to sing.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay, Mr. O, don't you look handsome?
Do I have to turn off the camera?
No.
Oh, okay.
Hey, we've got a new visitor. You must get a camera shot.
Oh, I will.
Before the other one comes. Give me this.
Look who's joining us.
God, Helen, don't. It's Sassy. Sassy is here by me today. That's one of the 3 Tarot for Today cats.
Sometimes known as Sad Eyes.
Yeah, she looks like she's sad because she's such a sweetie. And she definitely needs a diet. Which we try and we try.
Yes, it's like a meatloaf back there.
So there is Sassy.
And here is the New Orleans Oracle deck, which
Hi, January.
Banshee's going to do a reading from.
Yes, that's going to be the Oracle for the Collective. I used it last week. It's just a week since, and it's maybe some of the feel of New Orleans. It's not a complete New Orleans themed deck. There's definitely some elements to that here. It's by a Fatima Maboji, and artwork is by her and Lori Felix. And it's a beautiful deck, and because of the hurricane, I've been using it for the last week for us.
Hello to you, January girl. Sunny is almost everyone's favorite, and it's hard for us to really pick because they're all adorable. They're siblings from the same litter, if you didn't remember, if you didn't hear us say that. So it's hard to like one more than the other.
They all have their different personalities.
Upright?
Yes.
Alrighty. Intuition.
Ooh, look at that. What a perfect
27.
card for us, eh?
Indeed.
We hope our intuition is in tune. Wow. Oh, and here comes Sonny, and he's mad there's no room for him now. Intuition is the accurate inner knowing that each of us is born with. If you choose to tune into it consistently, it will become stronger, and it can help to guide you and bring you peace throughout every aspect of your life. You are being called to ask yourself, what do I feel about this? By remembering to start with that question, it will allow you to understand that the difference between what you think and what you feel, the difference between what you think and what you feel. Sometimes, I'm sorry about that, sometimes it is necessary to be aware of the profound difference between the nature of these two things. You are not being asked to completely sacrifice intellectual thought, but rather to combine it with your gift of intuition in order to gain more balance and clarity in your life decisions. It's so true, you know? And so that's a thing that even I feel comes up in the tarot community a lot. We often talk about intuition versus, you know, book meanings. And I really feel that each informs the other. You know, you can't have one without the other. You have to have some frame of reference. And I just feel that strongly. But to say that you go always buy a book, well, that's not, you know, I think that's not true divination. I think it is based a lot on intuition. But you have to have kind of a, what do you call it, a foundation.
Well, on my last blog entry, my second of only two on our .com, TFT,
Yeah, we gotta get busy on that.
I did post something about my initial exposures to tarot cards, but once I finally had a deck, and I didn't tell this story yet, I really studied them for at least 2 years. I read the meanings over and over, and anytime I did a reading, I referred to the book and I told people, you know. And back then I was a little bit, you know, high schooler, so I was a little bit introverted. So I only read for people I knew. But it took at least that first good 2 years to really absorb some of the meanings. And then it took even longer to feel more comfortable with gaining the sense of intuition. That especially came true back in the early 90s when we were doing that gig at the one hair salon.
Yeah.
And I started using people's personal objects to also psychometrize as I was reading the cards. And I thought that was really helpful for me gaining more access to my intuition.
All right, so Sassy's licking my arm here.
Okay,
go through your cards?
These are my decks. I have the Tarot of the Cat People.
I love that deck.
And that's Justice. Oh, look, it's like a deco version of Sunny and Sassy. And then I have the Tarot of the Northern Shadows, and this is the High Priest. And then I have an old deck of mine. I don't use it very often except for here now. And it's the Tarot of the Ages. And there's the High Priestess.
All right. Well, your favorite is Sunny. He's the only boy in the bunch. There's 2 females and a male. And you haven't seen Shadow, possibly. Maybe you have seen pictures if you're on Twitter or Facebook.
Well, she was on the cat intro.
Right. Shadow's the one in the cat intro. That's right.
They're all in that one.
They all are. That's true. Shadow is just adorable. Just such a sweetie, but very hard to photograph because, of course, she's so dark.
And she's a little more skitty than the other two. She tends to flee quicker from certain noises or whatever it is.
Okay, so I'm using my Dancing in the Dark Tarot again, and there's that boat in that one, the 6 of Swords. I really do like this deck. I'll be using this one for a little while longer. I'm going to maybe mix up some of the others. But another deck I'll be using through the month of September. It just seems like a month to honor the elderly. You know, try to remember the month of September. The 6 of Pentacles here in the Golden Girls Tarot. I always like this deck. It's nice fun. Kitschy fun. Then we have the more serious Ciro Marchetti deck. Oh,
Hi, Angel.
Here is the Dashing Knight of Swords in that one. Hey, Angel Rivera.
Speaking of Sunny, he's off to my side here, and he keeps pawing at me from down on the floor.
Because he wants to get up here.
He wants to get up on the table.
And finally, the Darkwoods Tarot. We have the Knight of Cups in that deck.
All right.
And then we are going to be using the Ciro Marchetti Expanded Lenormand again. Those cards, the gilded, beautiful gold. I love it. All right. So, happy Sunday to you, Angel. Yes, and thanks for joining us on a holiday weekend. We were showing off our other visitor today, Angel Sassy, is here taking up the space. And unless Sunny really bullies her off, she's going to be pretty unmoving, I think.
Hi, Sassy. Pretty girl, yeah.
All right, we're going to go through the list. Angel Mary is first, then Mama T, Sile, Lena, Deep Shika, Violet Lotus, January Girl, and Angel Rivera, and whoever else shows up on a holiday weekend. Dr. V, for example. Hi, Dr. V. You'll be after Angel Rivera at the bottom of the list.
Tarot at the end of the rainbow.
7, 8, 9.
That sounds interesting. Do you know anything about that? Violet Lotus is mentioning it.
Have you guys seen the Tarot at the End of the Rainbow? This sounds so familiar. Is it an Oz deck or is it a different deck? I think I may have seen it or heard of it. I know there's an Alice in Wonderland deck coming out soon, so I am asking. It's on Amazon. I will take a look at that. Thank you for that.
That's a good question, January Girl, because actually it's kind of true either way. And as we evolved in our show, some of the decks that I was using just as the one of three, I occasionally started to use specifically for either the Goth Tarot segment I do or the Outlook on the Emotional Exchanges. It's kind of funny you mention that because I was actually looking at one of those decks and I said, I should use that on the show today, but I ended up not doing that.
We have favorite decks for different purposes, like we've been using the Light Sears Tarot for our pay-for readings. We've been using that occasionally on Happy Hour. We have several decks we're rotating through for the Happy Hour show that we think works best for that. So yeah, to some extent, and also I just do themes, like in October, I'll be bringing out the Halloween or the spookier theme decks, and maybe as fall equinox approaches.
The modality readings always use one specific deck.
Which is called the Celestial Tarot.
Which has a lot of astrological things which would befit a modality reading.
Right, and I don't know why, I just like using Stephen Bright's Spirit Within Tarot for the business readings, material matters readings. I may switch that up sometime. I haven't decided yet, but for now I'm still sticking with that one.
Alrighty, so we're waiting on Angel Mary then. Angel Mary.
It's a low scarabo. Okay. All right.
That puts it up high on my list of being interested. They do so many really interesting decks. Hi,
okay,
Marsha.
Dr. V, when we get to you, who else has come?
Marsha Gray has shown up.
Marsha Gray. All right, Marsha, we'll get you on the list. You're at the bottom. There aren't too many, but you're down there. So it's Angel Mary is first, Mama T, Sile, Lena, Deep Shika, Violet Lotus, January Girl, Angel Rivera, Dr. V, and Marsha. So let's get on with the show. We can blah, blah forever.
I know. It's an exciting chat, though. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah. And you know what? I apologize for being so long for people who watch my Material Matters. I seem to go on and on and on and on this week. But I did think there were some interesting readings there that I wanted to point some extra factors out to. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking with it.
Okay, well, my last comment about all this is that I have a very good friend who's a very good tarot reader, and this person always, for decades, has used the same deck, and I can never get them interested in anything else. I've tried to gift them decks, and then I find out later on they re-gifted it. Anyway, the end. So, Angel Mary.
I will marry in 2022.
Okay, well, that's almost a straight up yes or no, but we could certainly look into this, how you want to do that.
Let's do a yes-no.
Mm-hmm.
Will Angel Mary get married in 2022?
Yes, I think I noticed you were there this morning, Mama T. I didn't make a whole lot of comments. Or no, I actually did at one point. But yeah, you were there, weren't you?
Or maybe, well, I don't remember if you were in the room at the time or you came later. Can't remember. I don't know, my head. I was a little bit foggy this morning, so that will happen from time to time with me with this illness that I have, unfortunately. But I took some extra B vitamin today, so I'm hoping I'm a little bit more focused now. It's just hard getting up this morning. Here, shuffle away.
Mm-hmm. And when I fall asleep,
Oh, okay. So you were just there, but in the background. I kind of wasn't sure I saw you or not, but I do know, I can't remember, there were a few people there. Celia, you were there, right? And I believe Libra Cusp was there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh. See how my mind
Good
is
afternoon,
leaving.
Himani.
Oh, hi, Imani. I'll get you on the list. There's about 12 names here, I think, though. You're probably number 12.
Basically, we just ask everyone to wait until we call
11.
for them, and then you can go ahead with your question. All right.
All right.
Count them off.
You betcha.
Aha. The foibles of sleep and wakefulness.
Wow. So it's not a definite yes, Angel Mary, but I'll tell you what. You had the Ace of Cups there, and the third pile had the Ace of Pentacles reversed.
So it's leaning that way.
And in the middle, you had the Queen of Wands. And so the Queen of Wands indicates to me that you are going to be at your most magnetic in the year ahead for attracting love and relationships towards you. So the likelihood of marriage is strong if you attract the right person.
It really seems to be that what Banshee says is probably pretty true here. Your chances are really good that the answer to the question is yes, that you may most likely get married next year. And I just totally agree with that. I love the Queen of Wands in a lot of ways. I relate to her mostly on kind of that sense of her having a romantic component, even though she's not represented by a traditional suit, cups in this case, that would represent romantic inclined or heartful things. She's just, it's really more about the attraction. And so
yes.
Whether this is not saying that it's you yourself that has this ability to attract that mate you're looking for next year, it could also be saying too that this is the kind of person who draws you towards them. Not necessarily a female, of course, but it's just one of those ideas that it's that quality of magneticness that has that little bit of a romantic flirtation or attraction.
Hey, well, thank you for that, Himani. It's good that we hear that feedback. Well, you know, sometimes what you're searching for does take time. I don't know if we told you that in the reading, but I'm glad we were on target with that.
You know, I remember your name, but I don't remember all the circumstances or how long it's been. I thought you might have been here more recently, Himani, but I'm very happy to hear that. So thank you very much. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Because no matter what the tarot says, you have to remember you're the person in charge. We can only give you things to think about or possibly consider pursuing. Am I going on too long? But
we're just good.
But
Ignore
you're the
him.
one. Well, we're all good. Every one of us is all good.
You know, we have our good days, we have our bad days. So we're not always going to guarantee we can give
You're
you
welcome.
what you need, but we absolutely try.
Hi, Gina.
Hey, I saw you there, Gina. Are you just watching today, or are you in for a reading?
She can't resist talking with us.
What? Mr. O is on a roll today.
I was telling everybody I was wearing my Gino Vanelli look, but don't worry, I'm not going to sing.
Okay, hey, everybody. Also, I think we're going to... Well, you know, why am I pulling these down? We have to do a Lenormand for you. I don't think we should go further with this right now, Angel Mary. But what I do think is that maybe next time you can ask more specifically about who the person is. You know, we'll try to give you more details on that.
Right, getting back to Angel Mary, it's true. It just really looks fairly positive, even if it's not that positive 3 out of 3. The 2 out of 3 combined with the Queen of Wands seems to say glamour, allure, attraction are the key components in how this, will turn about.
Okay, I've got some thoughts here. We have the garden. And,
Cough it up.
excuse me, we have the anchor. And so basically, I think here your anchor or your support in finding what you're looking for is getting out more. Is getting out more and really socializing. It's through maybe even some of your own social networks, Angel Mary, that you may find somebody, that, you will eventually hook up with, possibly to marry. But I do think next year there may be a real turnaround for you as far as attracting romance into your life and relationships. So that's what we have for you.
Alrighty.
Woohoo! Good luck with that. I like it. All right. Okay, Gina, we will do that for you when your time arrives. We are on Mama T right now. Go ahead, Mama T, with your question.
And don't forget to hit our like button. And if you haven't subscribed, you should, because then you can get a notification to know when we're on. We do other live programming like this. We're on Thursday nights also. And then also, too, we have decided to permanently have our happy hour at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Saturdays. Now, this may not happen absolutely every single Saturday. There might be some reasons we might preempt, but it will be the regular place.
Go ahead. We have a question. It's a general reading. I wanted you to shuffle your deck. If everybody could keep Mr. O's mom, in their prayers and thoughts. We may have some crises where we have to go up north. She's not doing very well. She seems to be descending into some type of dementia and rapidly. And so just keep her in your thoughts. She's 87. So it's been kind of a struggle for the people up north there, and Mr. O may have to go up from time to time to help out. Thus, we may have to juggle some of our schedule once in a while. And understandably, I mean, this is real life, takes precedence sometimes over the business.
I had a good cry with my sister yesterday over the phone. It's probably about... I used to have a boss years ago when Banshee's mom had these problems, and my boss used to say, "You're living my worst nightmare." And she said that all the time to me. And now I feel like I can say that to my sister. You're living what was our worst nightmare. And it's not because it scared her so much. You care that much, though, that it hurts so much to know that it's really hard, to reach them on the level you were used to, or the level that can help them.
There you go.
General reading. Okay. The Tower reversed.
Okay, put that down.
The Two of Cups upright.
Oh.
And finally, the Universe, or also known as the World. And this is also reversed too.
That's interesting. I guess I'll start off with that. The Tower reversed, Mama T. I think that maybe if things aren't moving forward fast enough for you, like, you feel that things are still unsettled and you're not getting to the place you need to be, you need to take in there's some lessons you still need to take in. There's some cycles or patterns of behavior or things that you might be doing, whether consciously or unconsciously, that might be slowing your progress. The Two of Cups indicates to me that maybe, get help from someone else to sort things out. And I'm thinking in terms of your romantic partner here, your hubby might be your emotional support to get you to come through this and take in the messages or the knowledge that you need to in order to move forward.
I believe this is very true. I felt this strongly about, your partner in all ways. And I also feel too, though, that it doesn't disallow that either through that partnership or through some other related partnerships that some of this could also come about too, to bring you to some other solutions or some other perspectives that you might need to do. I do feel that that combination of the Tower and the World or the Universe reversed mostly is talking about where you are at deep inside personally. It's not necessarily representing that events or circumstances have happened that have that. It's really more your personal sense, your spiritual sense. So therefore, the persons that are close to you are the ones who can best help you with this or help you seek where that help can come from.
Yeah. So very good. Let's do a Lenormand on that. I should have passed them to you.
I appreciate what everybody's saying very much. Thank you.
Hey, and Marcia, I'm sorry for your loss of your mom,
I wanted to address that too. That's just one of those things,
I lost my father when I was 10 years old, so I can totally relate to that. And when I was a child, I have to say I was much closer to my father than my mother. So it was a real blow to me, when that occurred. And as a matter of fact, that year was the year, here I'm dating myself, but that year was the year of the 1967 Detroit Rebellion, which happened 2 months after he passed. So the Detroit riots. So it was a pivotal time in my life.
We actually have a YouTube story on the playlist for the Banshee Soul Stories that's about that pivotal point in her life. So we urge you, if you're at all interested, to go ahead and check that out. That's on our playlist for Soul Stories. And do I cut these?
Yeah. It's rough when they're taken from us too soon. It really is. No, you don't cut them. I'm sorry. Put them back. Top and bottom.
I knew that, but
bottom.
I just didn't know if I cut them or not. Okay.
No, you don't.
So I did. Okay. So there's two cards. There's the Coffin and the Wish. And
the well.
The well. I think it's a wishing well. But I think what it's saying is that to some degree, the process of ending the old things, the old life, or emerging from that in a sign of resurrection, because Anubis, is resurrective in their own, really pertains to how deep, how much you can encompass yourself or encompass the teachings of spirit for yourself too. So you have to never let spiritual teachings be put aside.
Well, Mama T, I look at this and the well means a lot of different things besides wishes, but there is that element to it. I feel that, when I look at that, I'm looking at how deep do you have to go? How, maybe you have to really think about you obviously have to think about this, or I'm also thinking maybe the time for ruminating about the changes you need to make is over. It's time to now act, it's time to act because it's delaying your progress and you need to move forward, whether it's physical you need to make.
Well, the well is the reflection that goes towards the Two of Cups, because when you're drawing water, you draw it from the well. So I think it's strengthening that idea to look towards your emotional support, your partner or your other friends or partners. So good luck with that.
That's what we have for you, Mama T. Hey, good luck with that. What did I do with my deck? Oh, you have it.
It's my deck. Oh, that. You know what? We're having some problems.
Oh.
Is anyone experiencing some stream?
I just want to throw this out there before too long. Should we go down, because we had an internet disruption in the last day or two, we will bring the stream back up, so just come back in when you see us repost. But when we start seeing disruptions on here, I get a little worried now that we might go down.
It does look like us. I'm looking at my control panel, and it's telling me that there is some buffering problems. So we're just going to hang on because I don't see the total disruption of the signal. it might stabilize.
Yeah, they see some buffering.
Yep. You know what? I'm going to go and...
All right, he's going to do some things. So if should we lose the stream somehow,
I just want to check out what
We'll be
this
back.
says first. Oh, it's out. No, wait, it's not out. I'm sorry. It's actually 5 with the
Okay.
one working at the bottom.
So it doesn't look like we're going down at the moment, but like I said, if that happens, Celia has posted their question.
Could be.
After Celia is Lena, Deep Shika, Violet Lotus, January Girl, Angel Rivera, Dr. V, Marsha, Himani, and Gina.
All right.
What does T learn from me about spiritually, emotionally, mentally? Ah, yes. Okay. So I see. All right. So this is kind of where's, what's going on here? What's your spiritual connection in a way here, right? Since you left him. So yeah, why are things still happening? All right. Let's see what we get on that. That's an interesting question.
Ah, yes. Well, long, long ago, there was a situation like that with me. Somebody who really was not my type, but yet somehow something brought us together. And then it was over. And an astrologer said it was meant to happen, but it wasn't necessarily meant to stay happening. I'm not suggesting that's what's going on with you, but it just is sometimes the stars have something to do with it too, in a way, because the way this was explained to me was that we had fairly different charts, not compatible in terms of some of that stuff, but there was a point where a lot of our aspects were literally overlaid, or at least that's how it was explained to me. Okay, let me focus on that question then. I'm glad it seems to be getting better.
Wow, everybody. Well, we've had a lot of weird internet things lately. You would think Mercury was retrograde, but that is coming.
We don't like our
The end of
provider.
this month.
Yeah, that's true. 22nd.
Two threes, Mr. O. This is going to be, and a 9, which is really three threes. Three times
three is
3.
9.
I know. Interesting. So we have the 9 of Wands reversed.
I'm a Scorpio
We have the
sometime.
3 of Cups reversed. And we have the 3 of Wands upright. Well, I'm trying to put something together here in my mind, Mr. O. I'm going to let you go first on this one, but I have a thought. I just want to focus a little more on it.
Well, I wonder if there is this sort of compulsion deep within T to run, to not fight for what they may have wanted, that maybe they did want this better relationship, if I'm understanding that. But maybe they expected more fun for some reason, or they just really couldn't find it within themselves to ride in for the whole program of seriousness. And it mostly seems like they're sort of in a holding pattern about that. But maybe that's why it keeps coming back in a way, because there's a karma there that says this needs to happen, or there needs to be an advancement, but they're spiritually or whatever not quite ready for that. Their inclination is to not necessarily be strong here.
I think you said that you left them, and so I'm just wondering here is, did they not want to leave you? I'm wondering here if they feel, let me just focus here. I'm wondering if they really feel that it ended too soon, that you gave up too soon on them. I don't know why I'm feeling that you put up the white flag and let them go. And I don't know, was there some concerns about infidelity on your part with them? Or some, I know I'm getting...
You're nailing it far better than I did.
Well, I don't know that.
Well, it sounds more true to me.
I don't know that. But I'm just
Okay.
saying there's something, there was, I don't know, or was somebody interfering with your relationship in some way? Or maybe they feel that either your friends or somebody else was interfering and making you make this decision, because they really banked on, I don't know why, I feel like they almost banked on some type of future with you. Because the Three of Wands to me is about kind of like looking ahead. And so that's why I'm wondering, were they looking ahead and suddenly they didn't have the relationship anymore?
I'm not sure what you mean third party situation, like
Never been in a relationship with them. Oh, okay. He was trying to put me in a third party situation. Oh, okay. Besides how he treated me. Interesting. Because whenever I see, when we're talking relationships and I see the Three of Cups reversed, I always think of interference, or there's some threesome, I hate to put it that way, but some threesome situation going on here. Either somebody's being...
a triangle.
Yeah, a triangle, something like that. And so maybe they
And of
wanted
course
to
they had the
have the
two
best
threes,
of both
too.
worlds and felt that you quit on them too soon, and that for some reason they had some plans for you. I don't know if they were very good ones, I would say, but maybe that's why there's still some spiritual connection here, Sile, because they, in their own minds, still haven't let go. And it may, even if they're not in touch with you, if they have that bond, that connect there, maybe there's something.
Scorpios, as T is, can tend to have a lot of obsessive qualities that get in the way of them finding their true selves or moving towards their true goals. It's not that they always live unhappy lives, but they have a lot of depth that draws them into different ways, and so they're sometimes really hard to settle in one area because they're always kind of in a way about change. They're not a mutable sign, but they're kind of ruled by change.
Well, let me add a little nuance here, because I know what you're saying here is the Three of Cups can also just be bitter arguing with people, people not getting along. And so if he was treating you badly, then that's obviously part of it. But, I wonder too if I read this a different way, I'm reading this as to what his connection to you might be. But if I read this, what your connection to him might be, is not a good one. I mean, it's definitely not good, and your future is to really look beyond him and look past him. So if I was reading this differently through your eyes, I would say you drew the white flag up and said, no, I don't want any part of this because this is just not healthy for me. We don't get along, and, I need to look beyond this.
Well, nines themselves tend to be endings. It's the last number of the single digits. It's 9. So it tends to be like the end of a cycle, or it can be that. And then there's 2 3s, which of course are parts of 9 too. They're the root of 9, or the square or the cube of 9. So I sort of want to go back to what I said before, which was basically that in some ways they didn't seem to have it within them to really fight for a relationship, or to fight for how they appeared in that relationship too. Because I also feel there's a sense of that with that Three of Cups reversed too. The appearance of not really being committed to the relationship in some ways now, or to not really be serious, which I sort of said earlier. Okay, so that, you want to do it. I'll let you do it.
Well, that's you. And the second card I pulled was the Clover. This is a really weird card because the Clover is kind of like the Wheel of Fortune in a way. It's about fate, it's about timing, it's about synchronicity. And for some reason, I don't know why, but you had to go through this experience. I just feel here that this Clover, in with the way you asked this question, and you're asking about spiritual connections, for some reason, for your growth and development, you had to go through this.
Well, Violet Lotus also indicates that maybe there's some sort of past connection, past life, soul
maybe.
connection. And I sort of said that something too, that there is a karmic thing, perhaps I feel, that somehow they're meant to know you or to be inspired or to learn something from you, but I don't think they're getting it, or I'm not sure that they are.
Nothing here looks very positive, but if, like I said, if I looked at it, this part through your eyes, it's saying you are so much better off just moving on, and making other plans, let's just say.
And I noticed Divine Universe came in. Hello there, sweetie. And you say you don't necessarily need a reading, but we'll keep that in mind because...
it is a long list, but it's not
list.
super long, Divine Use, so we can see how it goes. Okay, so Sile, that was for you. I hope that gave you some information you needed there. Good luck with that situation. And Lena was next, and Lena wanted a general reading, right?
All right.
I believe?
Yes, that's correct. So
Okay.
I'm going to use my Tarot of the Cat
and
people.
this is coming back to you.
Alrighty. Let's do that now. Well, you gave me the idea, actually, Violet. But thank you. You're welcome, Sile.
You're very welcome.
Recently, I changed the format slightly in my emotional exchanges.
Slightly?
Well, I did. Rather than reading for the signs of the zodiac as grouped by their element, I've decided to just pull one card for each member of each sign of the zodiac, and then just read from that. So that's my new show, which is on Fridays at
new and improved
7 a.m. And don't forget, Goth Tarot, which is my darker side of life, is on Wednesdays at 8 a.m.
All right.
Hi, Violet Ann.
Hey, Violet Ann. Good to see you.
Okay. Okay, Lena, so we have the Star reversed. We have the Six of Cups reversed. And then we have Death reversed.
Oh, my goodness.
So
Mr.
nothing
O,
much
are all
great
your
here.
cards reversed?
I don't know.
No, they were not.
This one wasn't.
All right. Well, let's take a look at this, because remember, this is just a general reading for the next, weeks or months ahead. This might be a period where things are just not moving. It's kind of slow going, and it might leave you in a state of ruminating about your past. This doesn't have to be your childhood or anything like this. This could be recent past experiences. And it could put you in a frame of mind of feeling kind of melancholy. So my suggestion is, for the next month or so, make sure you schedule some time for yourself to just enjoy some simple pleasures, to get your mind off of bad memories or things that are just bothering you. Because I think that you're just going to have some time on your hands, because it just seems like there's a slowdown going on in your life right now.
Right, and you mentioned that you're sort of interested in how that applies to money and love, and so I would just say yes, exactly that. That maybe, there could be, maybe if you are working, maybe there might be a slowdown in work. Maybe you won't be working as much, or something like that. That could also apply to romance. That maybe there might be something to do with your access to people who are interested in dating, and or two, that it just sort of makes you feel a little bit like it's not happening for you, and so you'll just want to consider perhaps taking the time to try to get in touch with your memories, but not lingering there too much, because that whole thing can kind of become, its own gestalt for you in a way. It's sort of way of reinforcing those other factors, and you don't want that. You just want to look at this as hopefully just a really small period of time you're going to go through. Alrighty, so now
I would just say that to me, I'm getting a feeling that this is only for like the month of September. Six of Cups and Death just indicates to me that it might be partially because of yourself, that you're going to be doing just a lot of inner processing. Oh, look at that.
Okay, so I pulled the clock. Is that called the clock, right?
Yeah, it's clock or time.
And the moon.
Mm-hmm.
And both of these cards sort of have the connotation of the passage of time.
Don't you think that the moon coming here with that is indicative of it being the month? Like a lunar cycle?
Okay, I hadn't quite gotten there yet. I did want to say the word cycle because I sort of feel like this is a sense of an immediacy time. The clock is always right twice a day because there's 12 p.m., there's 12 a.m.
Okay, we get it.
But this is more the sense of a little bit greater sense of time, a cycle. And I think that's kind of goes along with what she said. So maybe that in terms of anything changing on this front, it could be about a month.
Right. It's interesting that came up the way it did, because honestly, I had been focusing on timing and intuiting that it would be a month.
You are the master of Lenormand.
But here's the deal, too, is sometimes the cards just fit. They fit. And so to me, that does seem to be a lunar cycle. But there is one other thing, Lena, because I don't want you to get too hung up on the fact that there's a slowdown right now. Because the moon also is a card of success. And it could be success in romance or business. So I'm not sure which. But it's saying to me, don't sweat too much, because in time, success is coming to you.
And as far as a slowdown or a waning, well, that's a moon phase too. The moon is waning, and that's like 2 weeks out of the month, But then the other 2 weeks is when the moon is waxing, is growing. And so some people plant or fish or do certain tasks as the moon moves, because there's an energy there. So this may be the time for you to kind of shelter a little bit and, think about where you're going in the next phase.
Uh-oh. Violet's having some issues, Violet Lotus. Anybody else having those issues?
Oh, yeah, we seem to have...
It looks like we are buffering again. Well, that's what we have for you, Lena. I think it'll clear up. It's just a slowdown, inertia, and don't get hung up. But don't use the time dwelling on disappointments from the past. Use the time more constructively. That would just be my advice. And find some joy in simple pleasures in the next month.
I'm not getting a specific message about buffering, and it seems to be dropping back to normal.
Okay, so hopefully it'll straighten out.
I hope so.
All right, we are on Deep Shaika. You are next. And then Violet Lotus, January Girl, Angel Rivera, Dr. V, Marcia, Himani, Gina, Divine You, and Violet Ann.
All right.
Hey, you are welcome. All right.
I don't remember if we were expected to have windy weather.
So, Deep Shaika, you are up. We'll wait for your question. And then Violet Lotus and January Girl. Those are the next three.
Okay.
Some of the buffering may also cause more of a delay maybe too, so just giving Deep Shaika a moment. There it is.
There they are.
Okay, Deep Shaika, go ahead with your question. Hey, no problem, Violet Ann.
Okay, we see you.
And if you can't stay for the whole show, just write up your question and we'll get to it.
Okay, birthday on September 10th. How will be my new year after this birthday?
Okay, all right.
Your deck?
I think so. Let's use this one.
So I hope you have a good birthday,
Yeah.
Deepshika.
On the 10th, huh? When's the 10th?
Soon. It's next Friday, I think.
Next Friday. Well, Deep Shika, if you come to our next Sunday show, we'll do a birthday calendar reading for you.
Yeah.
Basically, you make a wish and a birthday wish, and we'll see what the year looks like for you as far as obtaining that wish goes.
I'm going to check our calendar. So yeah, or actually, if you're able to come on Thursday, the 9th, but I guess we'll probably see you maybe on Sunday because you're in a different time of the world, so it's probably too late for you. But yeah, that would be great. Okay, Deep Shika. What will the year bring to you? What will the year after your birthday bring to you?
All right. Uh-oh. Okay, so it's the Ace of Swords reversed.
Whoop, hold on. I'm sorry.
The Two of Wands reversed. Now I feel like Mr. O, all reversals. But no, we've got the Ten of Wands upright. Well, so somewhere in this year ahead, I don't believe this is going to be every part of your life, but it might involve your business life or your material life. I feel that it is saying that there are going to be some burdens, there are going to be some struggles in the year ahead with the work that you do. Or some projects or goals that you are working on. It just seems like it, sometimes you feel oppressed by the work of it all.
Well, not only do I feel that sense of burdens maybe, and like Banshee, I sort of feel this is more towards career or employment things, though it could pertain to some other areas of your life, like maybe memberships or situations where you work with people, even if it's not for financial gain, like a church or a school. But I sort of feel that in addition to the burdens, there's a sense, I guess, that you feel things could end up going a little bit unstable or unclear, not able to really see their outcome, sort of like you feel like you don't have enough information to see their outcome. This could cause you to lose faith in those kind of projects or things. And maybe it's also a possibility that you need to find some other resource to give you strength or direction or something else that can kind of support you in these things.
Yeah, I feel like, also this may be a year where you reach out to others to try to assist you to lighten that load a little bit. Or you yourself will be spending some time trying to figure out what it is you need to do to lighten that load, to lighten that burden in your life. Let's see if the Lenormand can give us a little bit more of a clue on this here. Wow.
Oh dear.
Well,
the ring.
There's a few ways I could look at this combination of cards.
And the dice.
So if this is relating to these cards, I would say it's saying make a commitment to taking some risks or chances in order to turn this around. Sometimes we have to take some risks or some gambles in order to change the order of things, This is probably saying that, if you don't take a chance, if you don't maybe step out of your comfort zone a little bit, then you're just going to be bogged down.
Sometimes I feel like the ring could also not just pertain to necessarily commitments that might be romantic. They could be other kinds of
Right.
commitments. But the other thing, too, about rings is that sometimes they display or they're an emblem of power or of authority, like a king has a certain kind of ring or the Pope has a certain kind of ring. So I'm wondering, too, if like what Banshee said, some of this is about you being able to trust yourself to take those chances, to trust in your autonomy because you wear the ring, you have a sense of your own agency and authority, and you believe enough that you can take these chances to try to work those situations, to try to seek the resources you need to make changes or to cope with changes.
Now, since this reading was about the year ahead, these cards don't necessarily have to apply to that. So what I would say is that if, there's twofold here. If you are in a relationship right now, commit to shaking things up in your relationship a little bit, to do some things that, add a little adventure to the equation. And if you're not in a committed relationship right now, maybe it's saying that this is the time to take a risk and make a commitment to somebody that you are interested in, or, I see
Right.
that as well, since this was a general reading.
Right, and this could all be happening for you within this year.
Yeah. So that's what 2022 looks like for you right now. So
Good luck.
good luck with that. All right.
And that means
And that means we are on Violet Lotus. Violet Lotus, you are up, and then January Girl, Angel Rivera, Dr. V, Marsha, Imani, Gina, Divine You, and Violet Ann. All right.
all right.
Ah. All right, let's give you some spirit guidance from Spirit. Do you want to use one of your decks?
Sure. Let's
And
go
you
ahead and
get
use the Tarot of
these?
the Ages. Yes. Mhm.
All right.
You're welcome, Deep Shaika.
Hey, you're very welcome. Good luck with your year ahead.
So a sense of direction or where to apply these gifts. So Sassy is fast asleep over there.
Yeah, you would think I gave them catnip, but I did not. We're all excited. I guess Sonny realizes he's not going to get here, eh? Is he just laying somewhere?
He's laying over there and he seems to be okay.
I guess it's the Sassy show today.
That's no show.
Yeah,
It's the Sassy snore.
so true. Well, at least she knows how to behave on set, unlike somebody.
All right, Violet Lotus. Your first card is the reversed Ace of Wands. Hi, Gina.
No, Gina, you're good still? There's a few in front of you, Gina.
Then we
Look in
have
there.
Temperance reversed. What is this? Always these reverse cards.
And they're your deck. Nope, but this one is not.
And then Strength, and Strength is upright.
Wow, what an interesting combination here, because I do sense that these cards are picking up your uncertainty, your questioning, temperance, the balance. Where do you put your energies? Where are you supposed to apply them? The Ace of Wands, how to get started even. Maybe you're confused about, how you should do this, even how to get into the, where you should put your energy. But then there's strength, Mr. O.
Yeah.
And don't you think that holds the key?
It holds the key because it's really saying it is within you. It's just there. It may be hidden gifts, it may not be. But strength is really always about the total power of your compassion, of your heart, to feel things and to apply healing that way. So sometimes this is really just saying being able to be with somebody and to meditate and to send them that. Maybe you are meant to be a healer of some sort. You already are saying that in a way, right?
Yeah, because the first thing that came to mind when I saw that strength card too is empathy. Maybe you're being, I don't know if they talked about you having empathic abilities or skills, but maybe they are talking about you channeling empathy and compassion towards others into, so like definitely healing comes to mind. Like maybe you have some incredible healing energies, or just the fact that you could give comfort to others, in times of adversity. Which is maybe about that temperance card there. Could you maybe possibly help people who are feeling emotionally overwrought?
Different things too, like I'm getting like sort of an educator or speaker or teacher kind of vibe from the Ace of Wands.
Okay.
So maybe that's saying too is that that's a part of you that hasn't been realized yet, that maybe you did have thoughts about being able to show people things. Teaching itself comes in all kinds of ways. There's not just formal teaching. Sometimes we show because we model behavior. And maybe as you're able to model the behavior of what your compassion for others can do and how you can bring other people to bear with you, and so that maybe you can organize things where people try to find ways to care for greater amounts of people, food drives, clothing drives, prayer drives, whatever it is.
So you have this empathic ability and you seem to recognize that. I think the key here, and maybe why we're not getting started, is that it's temperance. It's temperance. Maybe right now you're having some issues of balance within yourself. And I feel that, I've always felt that, and maybe that's why the business with us here this year got off to more of a rockier start than I would have wanted, is because suddenly my physical health was taking priority, And so maybe there's something in your life right now that is calling out for balance before you are ready to move forward.
Right. There's a joke about, Ghostbusters don't cross the streams, but this is really saying the streams must be integrated. It's really what temperance is about, the flow there. And it's kind of interesting that the Ace of Wands, a firing symbol there, is there too, because in a way it's sort of saying we have these opposite qualities that have high energies. There's a energy to fire, there's an energy to water, and maybe these are brought to bear in how you choose to express strength. A wild, fiery energy, but a calm, compassionate heart as well. Oh, I thought you wanted to bump me.
I'm gonna bump you.
Stop with the angelic platitudes, Obi.
You were fine. I just wanted to call your attention to those.
Alrighty. So I drew the whip and the fox.
Well, that's an interesting, I'm not sure, kind of slightly difficult combo. But what I would think in this question...
Yeah, it's different.
In the case of this question, it might indicate that, don't move too fast. Don't move beyond your don't move beyond your present skill levels to things you're not ready to tackle. I think the smart thing to do is to not act too aggressively on the information you just received about your healing abilities. Yes, maybe you are destined to help people, but make sure you are ready. Make sure you've developed the skills the fox, the skills that you need in order to do so.
So it might be saying that maybe the opportunities will present themselves to you sooner than not, but it really is about that overall still sense of balance and finding exactly the perspective you need to learn as well as to put what you've learned into action.
Yeah, so that's what we have for you. I hope that helped. At least it gives you stuff to consider here as you move down this path. And good luck to you as a fellow empath.
Good luck.
I am well aware of some of the struggles we have. Hey, January girl, you are up. And then Angel Rivera, Dr. V, Marcia, Himani, Sheena, Divine You, and Violet Ann.
We're going to make it.
We are. As long as I keep you in check, Mr. O, as long as I keep you in check. I think I'm all talked out from my material matters.
Yeah, you were a little bit...
Blah, blah, blah. I think my Gemini rising took over.
Can't blame it on coffee.
No. Well, I did drink coffee during that show. Oops.
Yeah, but you were... It did make you speed up, so
not.
we can't. Hi, Libra.
Hi, Libra. Oh, well, I can add you. We'll get you in today. But we got a little bit of a list here. You know it's Sunday.
Woohoo.
You will be number 9 on the list, and you'll probably be the last one for today. Is this a good time for Jay and I to be in contact more often again?
It was my deck, right? Or was it your deck? Yeah, it was my deck.
Yeah, let me think. Not sure what I want to do with this one. I mean, there's a yes-no element, but should we do 3 cards? Should we do yes-no? I'm asking you.
Sure. Let's do 3.
All right. Oh no, Violet Ann. We're moving along, but you're still down the list a ways.
You know we're slowpokes.
There is, I think, we're on January Girl now, so after January Girl, 6 more people in front of you, Violet Ann. But we'll get there. Righty. The Queen of Cups reversed. Death card upright. And now in this deck we've got the Strength card reversed. Well, I think a good time for Jay and I to be in contact more. I think some changes are definitely needed here. In order to do so, I feel like you may have to force the issue because is he going to reach out or do we wait a while? I almost think you might have to be the one to reach out in this case. You might have to take the more aggressive action and reach out if you're going to do it. But that Queen of Cups makes me wonder if this is going to really be a good idea at this time.
I'm sort of feeling that too, and I don't necessarily agree that you should reach out to them. I actually wonder if maybe they're just sort of maybe a little bit emotionally confused or involved in things that are, like what I'm involved in. There's just other people's concerns that are just distracting them or that they're called to. Big change, death. And then Strength reversed, it could be indicating that, maybe you could reach out to him because maybe there is a sense of somebody who does sort of feel discombobulated in a way. They just sort of feel out of sorts. And I sort of feel these cards mostly all apply to that person. And so maybe
There's some
she's right.
transitions going on right now.
I mean, maybe she's right. Maybe it would be okay if you reached out to them. I'm not sure that they would necessarily reach out to you.
Why don't we do a quick yes no and ask if January girls should reach out? Let's just see what it says. Because maybe this is just saying to wait a little bit longer. Then we'll do a
Yeah, we
Lenormand.
have. Yeah.
You are right, Violet Ann. It was Violet Lotus.
Oops.
That's okay. We have 2 angels and we have 2 violets. Shuffle and cut, and I'll count quick. And then we'll do the Lenormand.
Well, I'm so happy this is a holiday weekend. This is actually my 4th day off. I only work a part-time job. So
But we were kind of busy with the cat sitting.
We were busy.
It was a lot of fun, though. They're so sweet, those little cats.
But I get one more day off tomorrow.
And they're back, though, from their trip. So our cat sitting duties are over.
No, it is not your turn yet, Dr. Victor.
Nope, there's, hold on a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 people. Where are you, Dr. V? No, there's 1, 2 people. January girl and one other person's in front of you. And we're working on January girl right now.
All right.
Sorry.
So not too long.
Yep, hang around because it'll be soon. Oh my gosh.
Oh dear. No problem. My bench.
Leaning towards definite no. So let's just say definite no. So I guess maybe in forethought, I was right in saying this is not a good time for you to do this. It seems like you would have to be, to me, you would have to be the one to reach out, and it's just not a good time right now. Let's show these cards and talk about them in brief, Mr. O.
Okay, and yes, Dr. Victor, we know your questions here.
The Devil, upright.
Mm-hmm.
Could answer that after. The Chariot, reversed. And, what is that?
I don't know. You pulled them. Why don't you know? Knight of Wands, reversed.
The Knight of Wands, reversed. So, again, to me, I feel like this person has their own hang-ups that they're dealing with right now. There's something that they are just really obsessed with and focused on, and it's not necessarily healthy. They're not moving in a very positive direction right now, looking at the Knight of Wands reversed and that. I just don't think it would be a good move to do it right now.
I sort of feel there's some autonomy concerns too, like maybe they don't feel in charge enough. That's the Chariot reverse. Maybe they don't feel they have the drive or the motivation, or that they even have the energy to move things along. This is sort of also borne out by that Knight of Wands, with maybe an emphasis towards the idea that they're also not interested or don't see value in trying to promote friendships or unions or bonds or networks. And maybe it's kind of like what Banshee was saying, is like maybe there's just, they're journeying into a little bit of their dark side right now. So maybe they have some other concerns that they're dealing with. I don't want to say that they're turning satanic, but it just sort of seems like they have some obsessions or issues right now that are preventing them from moving ahead more with
Are they
the goals
having
they should
any
have.
health struggles? I've got the Tree here. Maybe even emotional health. I'm just not sure.
It could relate to work. I'm not sure I felt it strongly.
Because I also have the Mice here as well. And the Mice is indicating troubles or stressors that could be affecting their physical or emotional health in some way.
So because of that Devil being there, so I would just have to say, like, well, is one of their things that maybe They're prone to maybe abuse, drugs or drinking or something.
If they're really tied,
dependency.
if they're really tied and dedicated to their job, maybe, maybe they're just overstressing over things at the foundation of their life, the important matters in their lives. But there's something going on here, internally or externally. It's causing them a lot of stress and difficulty right now.
Yeah, it does seem like maybe they just can't really...
No, Angel, you are next, so hang in there.
They can't really motivate to take charge in some ways. So
No,
that
we'll be doing it next.
Maybe there's something else going on with that, and they're not able to see a way to focus on that. I'm not saying that they're very unhealthy, but they're just not really able to put themselves towards working totally on their health right now, because maybe they're not seeing it as being that big of an issue yet.
Yeah, I don't know. There's something definitely going on here, so maybe wait a while till the energies shift and change a bit.
At least a couple weeks. And we are going towards Mercury retrograde at the end of the month, so you might even want to wait longer.
Okay, your deck. Angel Rivera wants a single card from the Divine.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so I do think something's up. So, give him some breathing room for now. I think that just got to be done.
Okay, so we're going to pull one card, or top and bottom?
We'll pull one card. We'll see if we need the bottom. Just don't mess your cards.
I don't know. It doesn't seem like
Didn't see money. Did not see money as the issue. But then again, like I said, if this is about the job, if his job is his life, because the tree is about your life in a way, then the troubles could be relating to that. I could say that. I'm not going to rule it out, but there's something going on.
You're welcome.
Wish I had better news. All right, let's see what we got for Angel Rivera.
Oh, you pull that one card.
And it's reversed.
Ace of Cups, reversed.
Oh, poo. So, I think we need the bottom card. And it's also a reversal, Mr. O. We're going to just shelve your deck.
It's another Cups, Four of Cups reversed.
But that's not a bad card, and it's kind of interesting in relation to the ace, and that's why I pulled it. I wanted some nuance here, because I wanted to know what it could be that possibly could be making you unhappy. The Divine is saying this is a period where you're not getting a lot of joy out of something that's happening. And what it seems to me is that the Four of Cups reversed is indicating something new. Either some new, like if it's related to work, if it is, it could be a new policy, a new procedure, something new being offered or being done that is not happy joy. You just don't feel like this is worth your time or your effort. You don't get the satisfaction out of it. And other than that, if it's in your personal life, this could just be indicating something that is, there's opportunities being presented to you right now, different things happening, but none of them you're finding really engages you, makes you feel stimulated or excited.
It's like that U2 song. You still haven't found what you're looking for. That's what this is saying to me, is that...
My favorite song.
You could be, though, soon, but that's what it is that this is about Spirit is trying to get you to find that thing that would make you happier, or to find the things that will take you away from unhappiness, because maybe it's just the reverse of that. It's not so much that you need to find happiness, but you need to find what sort of hurts right now, or what causes less than happiness.
This was yours this time. The second card was that Four of Cups.
I told him.
Okay.
I just showed it to him. And you're welcome. So the crossroads, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the dice.
Well, that's an interesting combination with this because to me, it's kind of saying, so you're going to have some choices to make here, you know, and maybe you should take the choice that, you know, seems more risky. I don't know whether it's speaking out and saying, hey, no, I got no time to do this. It's not worth my time or our time to do this. Let's let it pass.
I sort of feel these two are contradictory in a way. That
They
this
are
is,
a little
yeah,
bit.
that this is saying like inside you feel that way, that you're still looking for something, or you're trying to find what will be better. And this is saying maybe it's risky. Maybe taking a chance on it is something you should do, but maybe it's not.
Well,
The new direction thing.
Well, let's just say there is some risk attached to the choice you make. But I almost, and so it's really hard for me to read this one because either of these are more, I would feel, neutral cards in the Lenormand. This is usually more a positive risk depending on the cards it's with. But it's with a neutral card here, and I kind of feel like, you know, the choice is yours whether you want to take a risk, whatever that risk may be, whether it's rebelling against doing this or taking the risk of going along with it. You know, the choice is going to be yours.
We are 50% for you rolling the dice. The gambler.
Sometimes that's true. Sometimes you just go with your best guess.
She is the lucky one, and it's not like I'm totally adverse to gambling, to taking some risks. I actually do, but I tend to feel like, no, it's because I know for certain it's going to work out. I'm actually not a very big risk taker in some respects.
Oh.
Here, let me do it. I know how to do it better. Nope,
No?
because you turned it sideways. Here.
Oh, you. I wanted to get the full extent. Sassy
Well,
has...
move it. Here, take it. You can do it now. If you're a hostage.
Did you get it back up? My
Yes.
moving the camera apparently put our mic offline to give you the sassy shot.
Blink if you're a hostage, Banshee.
So, sorry
Meanwhile-
about that.
And there's our lovely ceiling over there with some Christmas ornaments still hanging. No, wait, those aren't Christmas
Those aren't
ornaments.
all Christmas ornaments, just saying. So that's what we had for you, Angel Rivera.
There's so much fun here. There's so much fun.
Maybe that's why Sassy's
We
burying her
fooled
head.
you.
I'm embarrassed of my owners.
As well she should be.
Dr. V, it's your turn. So you posted a question?
Yes, let me go back up there. I'm having too much fun here today.
Yeah, I know.
Why can't you? Okay.
Where is
Would
it?
like to know what's the feeling of my staff C towards me. Will she be cooperative? So that's the niche of somebody, a staff member C.
Okay.
How does staff member C feel about Dr. Victor? Will she be cooperative? And I guess it's your deck. Well, you just never know with us. Cut off the sound. And it looks like most of our feed issues have stabilized totally. We're really dropping down.
Well, that's good. Here you go.
Alrighty.
I'll take the Lenormand back when you have a chance. Oh, I have them. Ah! Ah!
What a wonderful day. We were invited to a barbecue this afternoon, and normally we are on holiday weekends, and we show up later, like around 6 or so. But we kind of figured we'll stay home today. We're kind of pooed out
We're
from all
tired.
of our cat sitting over the last 4 or 5 days.
Just want a nice day at home. Now I've got all reversals. Sorry, guys. It must be just that kind of energy today. We have the Ace of Pentacles reversed. We've got the World reversed. And we got Judgment reversed. I don't know if this. We may want to do a yes/no quick question for you on this, Dr. V, because to me, looking at this, it indicates that they don't look very cooperative to me. They look like they might be judging you unfairly in some ways. Maybe they feel you're just not up to the tasks at hand. They don't feel you're the right person for the job. I'm not really sure. What do you think?
I totally agree with Banshee, Dr. Victor. I sort of feel this is a person who, and this is probably why you asked.
This is just their opinion.
This is probably why you asked, though, because maybe you've been sensing this yourself. But I sort of feel that they are perhaps judging you in certain ways. And it's exactly what Banshee said. I sort of feel that they don't have confidence in you, or that they may actually feel you would move them into a direction that would be non-productive. So I don't know if these things are real. I'm more likely to believe that this is because maybe to some degree you challenge their sense of status in the staff.
I like that.
That maybe the world reversed is indicating that you've kind of turned their world upside down, that maybe they feel somebody else would be a better person for them to be in this position with. So I sort of feel this is exactly true, that maybe they're not exactly going to be a very valuable staff member to you.
Well, I think the key here is, interestingly enough, I drew the heart and then I drew the key. And so I really feel the key here is to respond as much as you can with an open heart and an open mind. You know, respond with love, regardless of any kind of negativity you perceive. Don't act out of resentment or, what would I say? The other word. Don't act out of, don't be defensive. That's what I'm looking for. And try to act out of love.
So, Dr. Victor, these cards seem to outline more likely what it is she's feeling, and it sort of coincides with what you're saying, the sense that maybe it's not a productive move for them, or they don't feel totally. But these ones sort of give us the key on what Banshee says, how you should return all of this. And the idea is to be indeed open-minded, looking for that opportunity to find the key to better cooperation, or to at least better emotional harmony. It's kind of like the Two of Cups is harmony. So I think this is a person that is not necessarily without redemption. So a lot of it will depend on where you can find those opportunities.
Yeah, I don't think we need to do the yes/no. I really feel here it's like they do have some issues. Maybe they will be resolved, but I think the resolution comes from how you respond, to try to just be as magnanimous as possible. Remember, we cannot control others' behavior. We can only control ourselves. So try to respond, in a better way, and maybe that person will ultimately come around.
And basically, when I juxtapose these two situations, you have more of the overall power of the situation. So you should just be wise and act from that.
Take those.
So thank you, Dr. Victor.
Here. All right.
Yes. And that means
We are on Marsha.
Marsha.
Marsha, and then Himani, Gina, Divine You, and Violet Ann, and Libra Cusp.
I hope you were hanging on for us, Marsha. And I'm going to be using, once again, the Tarot of the Ages.
Well, we do it a lot these days, Angel Rivera. But, you know, it just seemed like I had to do a lot of shopping. I had to do a lot of running around the last couple days. And then, of course, going to see the cats.
You're welcome.
And some of the shopping was, like, extra for the cats. I bought them some stuff. I spoil cats when I cat sit. Also, I found something for our cats I'll be showcasing soon. It's something for Halloween.
So, asking again for Marsha. We'll hang on for a minute.
You're welcome, Dr. V. Okay, Marsha. Let us know if you're here.
Okay, looks like we might have to move on.
I'm waiting a moment.
Yep. Did they maybe put in a question?
Well, you know what? That's what I'm looking for.
I knew it.
No problems now. They were here up to a point with us.
Yeah. Well, they may come back.
All right. Last call for Marsha. Okay. Okay, let's go on to Himani. Himani, are you with us? Did you stick with us?
Hi, Himani. And thanks once again for sharing your success story. That was really cool to hear. We love that. That's great. Thank you.
Just going to take a look here.
Asking again for Hermione Singh.
Maybe Himani just came in to tell us that.
Well, we'll give him just... Oh,
One more.
there goes my...
Oh, is it
again.
going again?
Yeah.
I wonder why we're buffering so much. Maybe there's a lot of traffic today. I don't know.
Well, there's a message that I'm not liking over in the studio.
Okay.
Oh, it's gone. Okay. It said something about my bit rate wasn't correct, and it wanted me to open a widget. And I thought, I'm not going to do that while I'm live.
Okay, so let's move on. I don't know that Himani's here. I think we'll move on and go to Gina. Gina wanted a one card. Did she say for Carol, I believe?
Right. Gina. Oh,
Hang on one second.
yes. I just washed my hair and I can't do a thing with it.
Yeah, card for Carol. Okay, so my
We can
deck,
pull-
right?
we can do
Let's
that.
see.
Keep the show going.
I've got it. Okay, so Gina, Divine You, Violet Ann, and Libra Cusp. So we're doing Gina's right now for Carol. You are so sleepy today. Look at you.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, for an oracle card. Ah.
Oh, well. Be
Well,
that
maybe
way.
we'll give you one of each, Gina.
Be that way.
Since we're already shuffling those, I'll
That's
have
right.
Mr. O pick the Oracle card. And go, I'll leave that there.
Ooh. Excuse me, everybody.
Mr. O is sleepy. This is the New Orleans Oracle deck that I had handy.
It's another song I can sing.
Signs.
Signs, signs, everywhere a sign. And...
The Ace of Wands.
Whoa! This is like major.
All right, so let's take a look at signs. What number is that?
11.
Ooh, 11.
Yeah.
Synchronicities are a sign of being on the right path. Everything from repetitive number patterns to animal messengers and found items such as feathers or coins can be signs that Carol's angels are helping her along on her path. If this card has shown up, then angels have been trying to get Carol's attention and point her in the right direction. If she needs help with clarifying the message, she should simply ask for more assistance from the universe and pay attention to the signs she's receiving. And what's really interesting here is, of course, we have number 11 and we have 1 with the Ace of Wands.
Well, and to me, that Ace of Wands sort of feels like right now a healing scepter. I mean, I'm looking at these hands here and I'm feeling like this angel was meant to hold this healing tool and maybe, you know, shower those healing blessings down on Carol. The Ace of Wands really is about maybe a new beginning, and it's sort of like more towards transformative energies. Maybe they're energies that are magnetizing other energies around. It's like bonding with people, with other spirit, and maybe it's growth and evolution through that combination of everybody that cares for Carol and all the other forces that exist that can, you know, keep working with her.
I feel like this angel, this sign might be that there is something new that is going to be happening with Carol. I don't know if it's a new treatment, a new therapy, some new environment, but there's some new beginning that is heralded by this. And she must be getting some signs or signals of this happening. Or I think what it's going to amount to is this new beginning. Mr. O, could you move your hand? Thank you. This new beginning is going to be is really... Oh, I lost my train of thought. Can't believe I did that. This new beginning is being, you know, is maybe a sign of something else too. Maybe the new beginning itself is a sign of progress in some area. But one way or another, there is a synchronicity or sign attached to this new beginning. It's almost like, I guess what I'm trying to say is maybe this new beginning is going to be happening at just the right time for her, and things are going to start to click.
Are you saying she passed away?
Yeah, what are you saying there, Gina? Did we miss something?
Go up a few.
I'm so sorry. I missed that. Holy moly.
Wow, I'm really sorry. That's so funny. We pulled the angels.
We got the new beginning and the angels. Wow. I don't know, Gina, how these cards do it sometimes, but yeah, you know. And when you look at that, that just looks like, you know, spirit right there. Well, it's beautiful. Oh, don't cry, Mr. O. I'm so sorry, but I understand, you know, there's there's always such a bittersweetness with passings because we hate to see people go. It breaks our hearts. And yet, we welcome the new life that they have because we know there is a life beyond and we know that we go forward. But, it's never easy. I understand this too, wrestling with the uncertainty that I have in my life right now. And so rest in peace, Carol, and move forward to a better place.
Rest in peace, Carol. Blessed be.
Wow. Well, I'm so happy we could deliver that message for you. Absolutely. And you take care. And your family. We'll keep you and your family in our thoughts.
Absolutely.
All right. Divine You, are you with us? Man, when these cards are on target, they're on target. Sometimes we may miss the message, but boy, it was there. It definitely was there. Oh, what we didn't do though, mister? Oh, we didn't do a Lenormand because you had them there and you were kind of upset. No, it's your call.
Okay. Oh, okay. Divine is here too. Okay.
You are a little late. We might try to get you in. So hang in there. We've got a few people in front of you, though.
Okay, so we're just pulling a final Lenormand for Gina. And naturally, of course, we got...
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh,
How much
Gina.
more can we get? We got the star and we got the compass.
She's out there. She's seeking her...
She's
seeking
going to
her
her true north.
Oh my God. She is seeking her true north. And, she is out there. Her energy is there at one with the universe. And those back. Wow. Ooh. Talk about the chills. You betcha.
Okay, so it's Divine now.
Okay, Spirit's message is for you. Okay.
Okay,
Holy moly.
I'm going to use the...
when these
Tarot of the
cards are
Ages.
so accurate for some people, I wonder why they're not giving me the winning lottery numbers for the Powerball yet.
Don't ask, Banshee. Don't ask.
But anyway.
Spirit's message for Divine Universe.
Sassy. It's funny, Gina, because as I, if you're still here, as I was thinking about it now, just saying that thing to you, that the right thing happened at the right time, is just telling me this was her time. This was just her time.
I can never hold back tears. I cry like a big blubber. I had a good cry with my sister on the phone yesterday talking about what's going on with my mom.
Boy, you never know what's
Divine.
going to happen on this show.
It's true. Okay, so we have your three cards. We have the Nine of Coins. That one's reversed. And then we have the Three of Cups, which is also reversed. And then we have the Three of Wands, which is upright.
She was indeed a fighter, Gina. I always said that. Okay, so the message from the Divine for Divine You, I want to see that. Oh, the Three of Wands has come back. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Divine You, there's some dissatisfaction right now. The Spirit is recognizing the fact that you're not satisfied with everything in your life as it stands right now. And it's been making you kind of emotionally, emotionally unsettled, unhappy, maybe feeling a bit unfulfilled.
Excuse me.
But the Three of Wands, the divine is trying to tell you, sometimes we need to focus on the present, but sometimes we need to plan for the future. And I think what the divine is saying, this is one of those times. This is a time where, things aren't looking very good right now. You aren't feeling very fulfilled. So maybe now is the time to set some plans in motion to create the future that you truly want for yourself.
That's a good one, Banshee. I like that. I would additionally indicate, too, that some of the unhappiness really relates to how you feel currently within the context of your family, those you know who do love you, whether they're the family of birth or the family of choice that is around you. But I think it also says to you, too, that a part of you feels really wanting to engage in a way that maybe you were pulling back or withdrawing, or you were not sure what you wanted to do because of this, but maybe now you are really, or Spirit is saying to you, don't do that. Don't pull back totally. Take the time you need, but do re-engage. And that's really also what the message of the Three of Wands is too. I think that's saying, like, it's coming to you, but you got to re-engage to get there.
So I see you're back, Marcia. We had to go past you, but we will still try to fit you in. So hang in there with us.
Yeah. Hopefully you can hang on, or we can at least... We will do the question. We'll just have to give you an indication of where it's at.
And you will now be our last reading. We've got a few in front of you. We're finishing up now. But, so Moha, we will get to you too. We're doing Divine You, finishing up here. And then we're doing Violet Ann, Libra Cust, Moha, and Marcia.
We know you're here. We're getting
like
to
I
you.
said, Marcia, we already called your name a while ago and you weren't here when we called. So we have to put you to the bottom of the list. But we will read for you. So if you can't stay, just rewind, put your question in, you did, and rewind to the, watch the end of the show and you'll get your reading.
Right, because it'll probably be our last reading.
All right, Divine You, let me see what I have for you with the Lenormand. Oh. Well, believe it or not, I really feel the message here with the garden and the heart is that now is the time for you to, I think the divine is saying now is the time for you to enjoy some company, some social endeavors. Try to get out or try to communicate more with people, whether, you have a nice group of friends on the internet or whether you have a nice small social circle that you get together with or you chat with. This is a time to get some enjoyment and some pleasure from others right now. You need people around you, I think, to just boost your spirits up a little bit. But the people, of course, that you enjoy having around, not people who have let you down. So, that's what I'm seeing here.
I think it's absolutely about that. The idea that, like I said, the Spirit wants you to re-engage, and it's saying really maybe go for more open social stuff, things that aren't not necessarily connected to a particular theme, like don't go to, speed dial dating or, crappy, trendy things like that. Just try to get into the mix of people, into the social mix. And it seems to me like this would just be pleasant for you in some ways, even if it isn't necessarily about trying to find companionship or something like that. It could just be about really knowing that there's a lot of other people who really would be friendly and warm to you without any other kind of sense of obligations. Just to know you as a friend.
That's what we have for you. Good luck with that, Divine You. You saw a garden? Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. How interesting.
I don't know. We're getting a lot of synchronicities today. This is really interesting. All right, we're going to move on to Violet Ann. And I just want to talk about the list again because we don't always post it on screen. But I do follow the list. I add everybody down and I call everybody's name in order. We wait a little while, and if you don't answer, we move on. But we'll always put you at the bottom of the list and do your question. It's not a problem. What?
See, there's a list, and we try to keep as good control of it as we can. And
we admit we don't have a moderator yet, but we've been so small.
Thank you.
Once we
Divine.
start getting a lot more people, we will add a moderator to our show, guaranteed.
Thank
All right,
you.
so let's see what we've got. Violet Ann, you are up. And after Violet Ann will be Moha. I see your question there, Moha. And Marcia, we have your question, and we'll be done for the day.
Yeah, so it's only a couple more, so hang in there, everybody.
Yeah, hang in there, everybody. We could cut this short and just do one card for people, but we're not at that point yet. We want to do broader readings for people if we can.
Divine, we are inspired by you, so that's why we're amazing, because all of you guys are amazing to us. I know I just say that, but it's true. We really love doing this with you guys. Did we forget you, Libra?
Why did I cross Libra's name off? Oh, I put a line after Libra. I'm sorry. So we have Violet Ann, Libra Cusp, Moho, and Marcia. We did not forget about
Sorry,
you, Libra.
Libra.
You were
Whoops.
in there. It is in order. That line was there. I'm sorry. I actually was going to cut the readings off after Libra, but Moha came and I thought we could fit you in. And then Marcia, of course, gets a
Returned.
reading because you returned.
Okay, there's Violet Ann. Is it my card? It's yours, isn't it?
I guess it is now.
Okay.
So let me go back to these.
So what does Violet Ann need to know?
Oh, wait. I added that.
We're a hot mess today, Libra.
Well, I don't know what happened, Marcia, because honestly, we did call you. And I checked even back in the stream to see if I saw a question. At the time, we didn't see a question. So we do apologize. We have a little buffering today. I don't know if that's what happened.
Right, and buffering is semi-unusual for us recently. We kind of conquered part of the problem there, so we're sorry about that. But if you can hang on, we will get to you.
Yeah,
honest.
we don't mean any, we're sorry. We do try to accommodate.
What does Violet Ann need to do about finances to
Got
help
it.
with money?
Are you awake finally, Sassy?
All right,
Now
there you
you're
go.
sitting here like a little loaf. Wow. All right. We have the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is reversed. And look at that thief in the night here. We have the Seven of Swords upright. And we have the Page of Pentacles reversed.
We do see your question. We just are asking you to wait until it's time to do it. We've
Yeah,
seen
I
your
have
question.
you at the bottom of the list now, Marcia.
We know your
people
question's
away.
about a Scorpio.
We're almost, three people. We're almost there. We're working as fast as we can. And like I said, if you can't stay for the question, come back and view the tape. But we will do your question at the very end so you can find it easily.
Okay, did you want to start?
Yeah, I would say with the Eight of Cups reversed, indicates to me, the Violet Ann, maybe your answer lies in something you've done before. That maybe you have to return, or there's some unfinished business you need to tie up before you can move forward. I get the feeling more, it's just like maybe you should revisit something you've done from your past, to help you make ends meet. The Seven of Swords indicates to me some cleverness is needed here.
Right, I'm thinking these are connected,
Yeah,
that
they
it's
are.
not just anything about past, recent, or otherwise, but maybe something where maybe there was maybe a little bit more roguish attitude or display of skills. tell us the truth. You were a hacker, 10 or 15 years ago, right? I don't know. But just kidding. But I sort of feel there's a connection between those two, because I feel that Banshee's right. There's a skill, an attitude, a resource that you maybe knew from before. I know this is really vague. It's not really helping as much. What do you got?
Okay, so I feel like there's the Page of Pentacles reverse kind of bothers me here. What do you have to say about that one? Have you addressed that one? Because I feel...
I haven't yet, no.
Oh.
And go on.
I feel this is saying that, it's going to be a little bit of a struggle for a while longer, I feel. And I also think that what the Page of Pentacles might be saying is, if you're looking for work right now, for example, and you have been getting rejections or whatever, don't let that stop you. But I think also what it might be saying is that, a more clever approach needs to be taken in how you are approaching your financial situation. You're really going to have to think outside the box, but that also means possibly revisiting something from your past that maybe you thought you have totally left behind, that you just didn't think you didn't want to do anymore. But maybe it's saying it's time for you to reconsider that it might be a smart move to reconsider that.
Well, I almost have a secondary feeling that maybe this isn't about you so much, but maybe about somebody you might have known. And of course, then you kind of threw that out there with, a hacker person, which I don't know if that's relevant or not. But the idea maybe that there is somebody else who has an idea for you, or a protocol or a routine that you could follow or do that might be helpful to you. Once again, it still sort of suggests that maybe it's something covertish, maybe it's something that not a lot of people do. I'm not saying it's illegal, but I'm just saying like maybe it's an uncommon thing that people do. And I don't know how that relates to handling your stocks. I also feel too that this is saying that it may have to actually come to where you maybe incur more of this lack, more things not working out financially before you can figure out what it is. Like maybe this message is bound to elude you. You're not totally able to see it yet. Ooh.
Come on, put it down. We don't have time. And the moon. Could you put that one down too?
Yes,
Thank you. So I feel here that with the spyglass and the moon, that you have to dive deep here. You're really going to have to examine either your attitudes towards success or what it is you really need to achieve success. This is a time for some real introspection, I feel.
Me and Banshee disagree about the Page of Pentacles. I always see that one holding that pentacle and looking at it as almost like looking into a crystal ball, even though it's a card relating to material, but it sort of has a visionary quality to me. And so I sort of align it up with the spyglass here too, and maybe even in a way in the moon. And so I'm thinking that these answers are not really clearly found is what it comes down to. It's going to take a lot more introspection of some sort.
Marcia, okay, listen to me, because I've repeated this 3 times now. I'm trying to be patient. We're trying to get to you, but we had to move you to the bottom of the list. You did not respond when we called your name the first time, so we moved you to the bottom of the list. We're going to do your reading at the bottom of the list. I've said this 3 times. So please stop repeating. We know you're here. We'll get to your question. And I'm sorry I'm now being a little bit, because we're trying to finish and get to you now. So please be patient with us. These are free readings and we're trying to do the best we can. And I thank you for your patience. And you've written it too, so I don't know. But at any rate, pull that out. That's what we have. I feel here I don't know about stock trading. I'm not sure if that's indicated here or not, Violet Ann. But what I would say is that maybe, too, this just means you're going to have to just put yourself out there more. I feel like you have to get yourself noticed more to achieve the success you want.
Well, it's
That's
also about
another thing.
handling your money, too, I thought was part of the question. And I'm just wondering if this is just something that is going to take a while of thought about, because maybe there's really too many answers there in some way.
Okay, that's what we have for you. It's Libra's
Thanks,
Cusp.
Violet.
Okay, I'm going to repeat the list now. The last 3 people, Libra Cusp, Moha, and Marcia. And then we'll be done. I'm sorry. All right, I'm just trying to be clear. I can't be any clearer.
Marcia, I don't know if you just misunderstand us, but when we call for you, that's when you ask the question. You actually put out a question when you first showed up, and we said, wait until we call for you. And then when we called for you, you weren't around.
Well, she claims she's been here the whole show, but we called you several times, and we always wait a few minutes. So it's the best we can do, Marcia. All right. So, Moho, thank you for staying. You know?
No, I just told you that we weren't.
Oh. Okay.
Keep watching. You're welcome. It'll be right after that. We're waiting for Libra or what?
No, it is, it's Libra Cusp. What are the messages on the license plate telling me? Go ahead, your cards. Oh, the old technical difficulties.
Sure, but we're back on, Mike, now.
I know. Well, I have a delay.
Okay.
We recognize, too, there's a delay out there, which is why we often will take a pause and wait for people to respond to us when it's their turn. There's a buffering and there's a delay in our broadcasts. My tablet here is way behind the stream, so I recognize there's a delay in what you guys see sometimes.
Should I?
No. I think we're done with the conversation. You're getting the reading at the end, and that's the best we can do, Marcia.
Thanks, Libra. It's nice for somebody to say that. Thank you.
All right, let me cut them. So, license plate. All right. 10 of Rods. Upright. The Knight of Cups reversed. The 6 of Wands reversed. So I get the feeling here, wow, these, boy, now reversals. I wish one of them was reversed that is not. So, this is maybe saying this is a time not to get to, the license plate might be telling you is to...
I think you need to kind of hold on to most of your resources, and I think that this is a time maybe where you really are going to have more burdens than normal. You may not feel a somewhat the sense of support that you might have felt in other situations, but I get the feeling like the license plate is saying there's going to be a situation, maybe, I don't think it's long lasting, but it's just sort of challenging both on your material comfort and security level, and also what you can actually do physically or otherwise to get around that or get away from that?
I feel like the license plate may be talking about burdens that you feel from some disappointing loss or a perceived loss. Maybe something that just didn't turn out the way you felt it was. Maybe something that you thought would be a gain but ended up being an empty victory for you. Like, why did I waste my time and energy on this? I'm so emotionally wrought now. And, you know, the license plate might be saying it's time to unburden yourself from these, you know. Try to find a way to move past this. Move past feelings of, you know, defeat. You know, move past feelings of being, you know, because they're emotionally unsettling.
Is there a person maybe who you feel burdens you or oppresses you because maybe you feel they're some sort of vampire, that they sort of absorb your energy or they take away things from you? They want to enact from your generosity, or they make you feel that you need to be generous to them. I'm also wondering if that's the possibility there too, that this is really warning you about a person or a type of person who is draining you and maybe gives you more problems.
Okay, so Moho, I believe you posted your question, and if you didn't, you can repost it because you will be next, and then Marcia.
Okay, so we have the bear, and then we have, is that the ship?
The ship.
Okay.
Well, you know what, Libra? Things are on the move for you, I feel. You know, I feel like things are on the move for you as far as your stability and security goes and your self-confidence. I feel that, you know, that maybe that things are about to shift and change here and that your self-confidence will be restored. But I think it's only going to come through a move that you make of some sort, whether it's a physical move or it's a move to a new job or, you know, a move in a relationship. You know, changing social circles, whatever the case may be.
I'm seeing kind of a weird symmetry or synchronicity between maybe the ship and the Ten of Wands, because the ship is about movement, but I'm looking at the picture there, and even though the meaning of the card says he's trapped there, he is trying to move it. He is trying to release himself. And so I'm suggesting that your strength, the strength of being the bear, will help you with this movement, but you have to, you know, give it a chance. You have to work with it. It won't happen, you know, instantaneously, but it is a process. It's part of your journey to remove these obstacles, to work on these burdens.
Yeah. I like that. But I also think, too, that maybe this has something to do with personal security or financial security as well, and stability. It looks as though something's moving in a more positive direction. And I think your self-confidence will come back. You know, it's really funny that you were talking about a license plate, Libra, because here's a ship. You know, so it's something that's moving. And so I feel that maybe the license plate is saying you're moving towards rebuilding your self-confidence and your security and your stability.
All right.
And that's what we have for you.
You're welcome, Libra. Thank you.
Good luck with that.
Okay, so
We're on
Mo,
Moha.
we see your question.
Where is it?
Just a couple up from the bottom one.
Hey, Anthony. Wow, you haven't been around. It is good to see you. Yeah, unfortunately, we're going into overtime, so we wouldn't be able to do anything for you today, but do come back sometime. Be
Hello.
nice to read for you again.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about you just the other day. I really was.
Yeah, he mentioned your name, so it's good to hear from you. I don't know how we always do stuff like that.
Okay, Mo. Mohaha. When will you get a stable job?
Wow, well, let's
It's your
see.
deck, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it is. Is it? Yes, it is.
Come on.
I'm working. All right.
Yeah, I always sense things like that. Well, it's a good thing to be busy, sure.
Well, as long as things are going all right, hey, it's good you checked in. We're always glad to hear from people. We always wonder when we don't hear from people a while, what happened?
It's all good. we hope you are staying. We're
Yeah,
not,
we heard from Himani today too, so that was kind of cool.
yeah.
Shuffle?
Oh, okay.
No, you did not.
I know.
All right. Okay, this is a job question. I gotta keep that in mind. That's the Three of Cups reversed, because that can sometimes be emotional. And there's the Six of Wands again, and the Six of Wands is reversed.
Again.
But then we have the Two of Wands upright.
We're doing your reading now, Mo.
Yep, we're doing it, Mo. Okay, I don't see a when here. This is kind of worrisome to me, and I'll explain why. I feel like there's still some disruption going on, and I'm not sure what the situation is. I don't know if you have a lot. Have you been, Moha, have you been putting a lot of resumes out there and maybe getting some rejections? Because I almost get that feeling here with the Six of Wands is like, you've been putting out a lot of effort and not getting anything back in return right now. You feel like things have been empty, an empty victory, and that there's still a lot of disruption. And see, the Two of Wands is fairly a positive card. I feel that something might be coming to you, but it's not happening yet. I'm going to see with the Lenormand if we can't track down a time frame for you.
I can mostly agree with Banshee here, and I do feel that the Three of Cups reversed sort of signifies the idea that there's a bit of unpleasantness here, unhappiness. It's not the total sadness, like when somebody passes or something really bad happens, but it's very maybe uneasy or disconcerting. And I agree with Banshee here too, because although this promises good things, there's always a sense that it's maybe still a little bit off, because they're sort of like sitting there in their domain, but they're looking out over the sea. And I always get that feeling like, although there's a sense of assurance, in this case your question, it's not really saying when, and it still sort of indicates it may be a while.
But I feel confident here that it will happen. But it's going to happen in its own time. And I'm not trying to obfuscate this. I'm going to see if we can't narrow it down a bit with Lenormand, but the world is in this person's hands. So I do feel that something will come to you. It's just a matter of time, and you see that that person is kind of waiting for something to happen or develop. Now first, let me just throw our regular Lenormand, and then I'm going to try to do something very quickly for timing.
Okay, and I was picking up on the sense of timing by looking at the numbers related. Sometimes I do that, and I don't know if that's accurate necessarily, but it's something to consider. So you have 3 and 6, which is 9, and then 2, which is 11, but then further numerology, we take that 11 and do 1 plus 1. So that's 2, and that's a sense of intuitiveness and maybe serenity in a way. And so this is saying a part of this process will involve you learning to, try to remain calm as you pursue, this question here that being too excitable is not necessarily going to work in your favor.
So I have the heart card here, and then I drew the clouds with the dark side facing the heart. So here's what I think, Mohab, not timing yet, just in general I want to say about this, is that right now, finding something that is a perfect match for you, there's difficulties. There's not much happening here right now, or it's confusing. You're not finding anything that really matches either your skills, your talents, or that it's something you would really want to do.
And I think it's more that latter, the perfect in this sense is being the sense of something that you really love, that your heart aspires to. That's what this is saying. And with those dark clouds they're facing at, it's saying this is not happening for you at this time. But like we said before, it is really bound to happen. And I'm just going to remind everybody and you that there's a duality expressed here and there's a duality expressed here. So I'm thinking that if you can keep it in your heart and keep that heart energy focused on your purest goal, you know, it will hopefully soon come to pass. Banshee's going to do timing now.
Let me just see what I come up with. And just draw a card to see the number on the card and try to extrapolate from there.
We've been trying to tell you, Marcia, there's a delay.
Well, but even so, that's not the full problem here. We'll talk about it, Marcia. I don't want to, I don't want you to resent anything, and I don't want to harbor any resentments towards you. We'll try to work this out.
Mm-hmm. So 11 could mean 11 weeks. That's, almost 3 months. But it could maybe mean 2 months. I don't know. I'm not really sure. Timing is not always our best.
So I drew the 5. And so the 5 could mean 5 weeks or 5 months. It's certainly not going to be 5 years, I feel, because I feel with the world here in this person's hands, I feel like it's going to be sooner than later. But it might take at least, I think at the very least, at least 5 weeks for something to gel for you. And if not, I would say sometime within the next 5 months. I feel 5 months is just a little bit too far, because the other thing I want to take into account here is the fact that you have 2 wands in this reading. And wands are the quicker moving cards in the tarot. And so that's why I'm going to go with it's going to be somewhere within the next 5 weeks or within the next 5 months.
Right.
And I'm sorry. I hope it's not 5 months, because I know how bad it is to not have a job right now. I do. So I wish you the best. Good luck with that. And feel free to check in a couple weeks on the same question, Moha. We'll see if the energies have shifted and changed.
So she says 5 weeks, or hopefully not as long as 5 months.
Yeah. With the Lenormand, they recommend that you just look at the number on the card and extrapolate the timing from there. So I use a little bit of my intuition to say which way I think it's going. And frankly, I'm not sure. I feel like 5 weeks might be it, but it could take longer. This is a very volatile job market right now, and everything is shifting and changing depending on where the COVID situation is going. So it might take, the span of a couple months to get there. That's why I said under 5 months. So it just gives me a ballpark and a way to kind of, focus my intuition. So that's what we have for you, Moha. Good luck with that.
Okay, Marcia.
You are up. And
if I'm understanding your question, Marcia, you're wondering if your ex is in a relationship with your coworker, Jasmine. I think that's what your question is. Am I right? Do you want to help me out at all?
Oh, no, I'm just waiting for the answer. Let's wait for the answer.
Is my ex-Scorpio Arthur in a relationship with my coworker Janine?
Okay. Read that again?
Sure. Is my ex-Scorpio Arthur in a sexual relationship with my coworker Janine, Sagittarius?
Let's do 3 cards first, and we might have to do the yes/no to check that out.
You're welcome.
You know what? It's your deck.
Okay.
Your deck, your turn.
How do you want to do it? Let's do 3 and then do
that's
a
what
yes
I
or
said.
no?
Do 3. And if we need the yes/no, we'll do it. Oh, Sassy. Sassy is awake.
Mm-hmm.
Do I got her on?
We'll find out.
Extreme close-up of Sassy, who's now leaning into the microphone, or I mean the camera. There you go. I hope I didn't dislodge the mic again. We need a kitty break.
Aw, kitty. Sunny is yay kitty and sassy is aw kitty.
She's licking me here, was. All right. Let's see what we've got here.
Okay, Marcia Gray.
We have the Four of Swords upright. We have the Ace of Swords reversed. And we have the King of Swords reversed. Yeah, I think we are probably going to have to follow this up with a yes-no, Marcia. I'm not getting a clear perception of whether this is true or not. So we're going to do a reading. I will tell you one thing. I believe this person, was it an ex?
Right, Arthur.
Arthur is making some very bad decisions right now. Arthur is not making decisions that are in his best interest. And you know what? He really needs to take a step back from things. He should not involve himself with anybody right now because I feel like he is not doing things that are in his best interest.
It may be that there's a thing that Arthur really could be doing, but they just can't seem to do that. That's the Ace of Swords. That this is kind of like really maybe the thing that they always thought was their real goal, but they're somehow floundering there. And I think it's because, as Banshee says, they're making the wrong decisions. It's not clear about the relationship exactly, whether it's happening here, but something seems to...
Do you think it's talking about a rebound?
Maybe. This is really more about isolation, though, right? Or
Yeah. But you know how it is talking more about isolation. I do feel he needs to step back. If he is having this fling or whatever it is, he really needs to step back.
Well, this could possibly function towards the covert nature of it, too. Sort of being down low. You don't notice it because they don't seem to be circulating. Maybe. Or that he's involved in covert behavior.
All right, you got to take care of that right now.
Already. Hold on, it's going to take me a minute.
Excuse us a second.
All right, I think I got him.
Okay.
Okay.
So at any rate, now that we took care of that little business, I would just say that that let's do a yes, no, and ask specifically if they are. Let's do that.
Yes.
Oh, wait, do I want to do a Lenormand on this or the yes, no? Let's do the Lenormand now. We're going to do the Lenormand first because I want more information on this. See what we get here. And then we'll do a yes, no to try to say one way or another if this looks likely that it's going on.
Oh, dear.
Wow,
You have the book.
That was about as ambiguous as you get. We have the book and we have the wishing well, which means, you know what? There's something to be discovered here. There's something hidden away, that's being hidden away here. So, this does lead me to the potential that, yes, something is going on.
Yeah. Is this saying this is going to influence the finding out?
Maybe. I think if you dig deep enough, you will find out. Marcia, if you dig deep enough, I think you would find out the truth of the matter.
It does suppose that the idea is that if and however this is happening, it's obviously being kept very covert, which I sort of felt that even though the Four of Swords doesn't talk about secretive behavior per se, it does talk about people being removed from access or circulation or society on some levels.
So we're going to do a yes, no, and ask specifically if they are having that affair. And yes, Angel Rivera, that was a troll who I believe has been here before.
We get the best trolls.
I'm sure that wasn't our final warning. There'll be more.
Just call me the fixer.
It's easier for him to do it, but actually I can do some things now too. For some reason, it's not letting me block the person, so it's a little complicated.
You know, we kind of thank our lucky stars because in these 2 years plus, really we have little trollage overall.
Yeah, it's been a more recent phenomenon, and I can't figure out why, but it hasn't been that often. I'm sure some people get hit a lot harder, so let's move that. And let's do this yes, no for Marcia. Let's see what's up here.
We're doing the question now.
Oh my goodness, well, it must be a big delay. Marcia must have a big delay.
Yeah, I think she sort of admitted it earlier. So
yeah. So I think you're having a big delay, Marcia. Here's the other part of your question. We're doing a yes, no. And it's leaning towards yes. Yes, that this person is doing this. And it's really interesting.
Go ahead.
We have the Ace of Cups upright here as one of the markers for yes. We have the Ace of Swords here reversed. So that's meaning it's leaning towards yes.
It came up in the last one too.
And get this, Marcia, we also have the Eight of Swords. I feel that this person...
Is somebody being blackmailed or somebody just sort of staying there even though they really know they shouldn't be? And I don't know if that's your coworker or if that's Arthur.
It's really interesting, Marcia. It feels like somebody is feeling trapped or entrapped by this situation, you know, or maybe they feel like, you know, that they trapped themselves. Maybe that
That's true.
They put themselves in this predicament now and they don't know how to get out of it. And so I don't know if it's the person that person, Arthur, is involved with, or if that's talking about Arthur. Because you remember in the last reading I just did, I said that he should really not be doing this right now. He should step back. But maybe he can't. He feels trapped. Either he has some kind of obsession, because maybe that's what's going on here. What do you think? Go ahead.
I believe that could be. I'm trying to remember the other cards, and I remember that this one was actually in that reading, the first part of the reading, and I said that it suggested that there were things they really were putting off that meant a lot to them, but they couldn't find their way there. And so I'm wondering if that's part of this nuance here, that somehow being in this relationship that maybe has addictive qualities or entrap qualities is an excuse to not proceed with what they claim they want to do. People rationalize all kinds of things to themselves. So I just wonder if there's that connection there, that being in this relationship sort of keeps them from doing the other things. And maybe the other things are really getting away from you.
So bad decision making, need to take a step back, and yes, he feels like he's entangled in something. He may have had an obsession that now has, you know, gotten the best of him in some way. So that's what we have for you, Marcia. I hope that helps and answers your question. And we're really sorry about the problems. I think there is some kind of big delay on your end, and we'll try to take that into account in the future. But you also have to understand that we kind of have to keep the flow going, or we won't be able to get everybody's readings in. And right now we're a half hour into overtime as it is.
Yeah, we went a half an hour into overtime, and we do this often because it's not just you, it's other people who are waiting for the reading.
And we love to read for you.
So, and that's not a problem for us. We just hope that you will come back and that maybe you have liked and subscribed.
Yes, absolutely. So take care, everybody. It's been a great afternoon, and I must say a rather emotional one as well. Blessings out to Gina and her family for the loss of Carol. And, let's keep things positive in the week ahead and hoping for a better week. I know this has been a struggle with everything going on in society and the world right now. So try to keep try to keep some joy in your life. Take care, everybody, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.